Well, hello and welcome back to Ocean's Garden. Today we are outside in the garden to go ahead and make the garden tour for the end of May. We're gonna go around and see what grew in the past month, what went in the garden, and yeah, and see all the weeds I have right now because we have 1 month left for spring. All right, so let's start over here. If we follow the last garden tour, we're gonna start with the patch left to the house. So in here we've got the cilantro. Cilantro is not a plant that tolerates the heat, even though we eat it in our salsa and everything. So it's recommended to start them every 2 to 3 weeks. And next to it I have some chives that I had to put in because the one from last year just got destroyed by the leaf moths. It's summer's getting here, so you might hear some of my neighbor just doing chores in their yard. All right, so let's move here. Here we've got the tomato cage where I'm gonna attempt to grow some melons in this patch since it gets the most of the sunlight in the morning and the afternoon. Right now is in the shade, but like it's 3 p.m. right now, so it gives you a bit of all right. A little follow-up on the garlic. It's doing quite well. There's the two in the bags are struggling a bit, but I just gave them more food, so maybe they'll perk up a bit. I do have to put a lot of water in here since it's so close to the house. The water retention is not super good. And we've got all of our little strawberries growing everywhere, and they are flowering, but some of them are already bearing some fruit. As you can see, there's some fruit growing already. And then we have the honeyberries that are also having some fruits already, but they're green. I don't know if the screen is gonna be able to see them or not correctly. So since the last garden tour, I was able to put my hoop house and the netting in, so I'll be able to protect my onions. I'm just gonna move this quickly. So in here we've got the onions. If you remember correctly, I put them in April. They are starting to bulk out quite a lot. I have some nasturtium in here too that just popped up because of last year, and yeah, so I just fed them all-purpose fertilizer, so they will be able to withstand the weight of the green leaves. And next to the onions we have our leafy green patch, we'll say it like that. If you remember correctly, I've told you that I had sown some carrots over here on the last garden tour. They are now germinated. They didn't all germinated, but most of them did. Like over here I almost have to thin it out since there's too much. And if we move over here, if you remember correctly, spinach and broccoli were hit with some frost and they had some damage, but they did recover quite well. But we had like 29 degrees weather during the month of May, so they are slowly bolting away. I decided to keep them in the ground though, so they'll be shading the soil and providing a bit of a weed barrier for anything growing other than what I want. In here we can see other tomato cages. I am slowly transitioning from the spring garden to the summer garden to be able to have as less soil showing as possible. And in the sea of spinach, we have some broccoli that made it through the hot weather, and I can see some are starting to put flowers on, so I don't know if they are going to turn or not. For now, I'm doing inspections to see if there's the white moth coming to lay on the broccoli. So far so good. I think I only killed one caterpillar for now, so finger crossed that all the things over the spinach and all the flowers that's growing all intertwined with the broccoli and kale are making enough another scent for them to be castaway. At the end of the bed over here, I am gonna go ahead and try to grow some cucumbers. I don't know if my bed's gonna be overtaken or not, but I will try to grow. My goal is to have as much green so we don't see the ground. So in this really small bed, we've got a lot of weeds, but we also have some chamomiles that just decided to overtake the bed from last year because I didn't deadhead enough flowers and I didn't deadhead at the right time. If we continue along this bed, we have some shallots. I'll have to move those away from this bed since we can see that they're pointing over there, and that's because they don't have enough sunlight, and I did not think of that when I put them there, that the sunlight, the amount of light in the day is not enough over there for them. So I will be digging them out. So these over here are gonna get moved. I don't know where yet, but I'll move them. And at the end of the bed here, I just had some lettuce that I just threw there. Hopefully there's not too much sunlight eating them. So on the contrary of the shallots, those don't need as much light, because if it gets too hot in the day, they're just gonna bolt, and I won't be able to eat them. As we move along over here, we've got some borage. Borage is used for the pollinators, but it's also have some little purple bluish flowers that can be eaten into salads. They kind of taste like cucumbers, so it's pretty nice in salad. And if we walk over here, we've got from here to over there, those are all dahlias that I'm gonna be using to make some bouquet, and I have some sunflower growing in my lawn. I have to tend to those, or maybe just leave them and mow them by accident. We'll see. And after the dahlias, we have some ranunculus, like again, flower arrangement and bouquets. Those are gonna be used for that. And yeah, I'm so done. Little update on the little update on our compost pile. We can see little random squash growing within the pile. I'm trying to turn it every other day, so those are getting killed and not steal all the nutrients I'm trying to build up in this pile. We can still see some pretty big sticks, so we'll see if it's ready by the end of summer. I might try to I'm probably gonna try to sift it out so I can use it with my peppers. And if we continue to walk over here, we have our dandy little garlic. Right now they are doing really good, to be really honest with you. They're doing too good. As you can see, the leaves are just pushing on the net. That's not really good because the leaf moth could just lay its eggs on the net, and the larvae will be small enough to just go through the netting and onto the plants. But hopefully that's not gonna happen and I'm gonna be okay. I think I just missed my window to return my net. Well, let's be honest, I didn't really check it out because I thought it would have been okay, but who cares? If we have garlic, we have garlic, and I'll be really happy if we have garlic, and if we don't, well, I have to learn from my lesson. And next to the garlic, we have my pea patch, which is a monster now. These little golden sweet peas are growing by the day. I have a hard time keeping up with them. I put this rope like maybe less than a week ago, and they had 1 foot of growth within a week. So I really have to tend to those after the tour. And for the other ones, they're growing steadily, but these two are supposed to be more of a bush pea more than a trellis needed one. So I'm hopefully won't have to put more rope for these two. I forgot to mention in my April garden tour, but over there we've got some flowers. So yeah, over here I've put some poppies. They are edible. I think it's the one that is edible, so I'll be able to make some breads, like make a copycat Starbucks lemon poppy seed bread. Hopefully I'll give it a try. And yeah, so that's for this batch. Ooh, I have a little bee. Can I see it? Look at little bee working his ass off. If I can see it correctly, I think that is, I'm pretty sure that's a honeybee. I wonder who has honeybee in the neighborhood. Oh well, let's continue. All right, here we are to our new little patch over here. For the one that listened to my last garden tour, please comment down below what are in the cover crop of this one. I'd be curious to see if anyone remember. So yeah, as you can see, it grew quite a lot in the past month. It's supposed to be a 60-day crop that you then just mow it down and either till it in the ground or just leave it on the top of the soil. It was just to help the ground to have something over it, so when the tomatoes are going to be ready to go in, it will have some roots and some beneficial insect in the ground. So this is gonna get mowed next week. and hopefully I'll be able to put my tomato in within the 2 next week after being mowed. So we'll see about that. I'll keep you posted. And last, let's say last but not least, but no, that's the last one that I'm gonna show you today. We've got our beautiful Saskatoon Berry 3. I'm really sorry. I missed my window to show you the beautiful, well, when it's in full bloom, but I'm gonna show you a little clip that I took of some of the flower that was remaining on the tree. But yeah, I'm kind of sad. It only lasted 1 week because we had a big windstorm, and it just blew away all the petals of the flowers. I have my arugula that's just started to perk up. I have some few leaves. I didn't make a harvest yet because some bugs are getting to it, and honestly I don't really care for that much because I'm not a big salad fan, but it's always nice to just have a little peppery taste, a green little peppery taste. So over here it's mostly gonna be flowers. I have my sweet peas. Side note, you have to remember sweet peas are not meant to be eaten. It's just a pretty dainty flowers, that's all. They started to pop up. I have some that did not grow, but that's okay. What I'm planning to do, well, what I already did, is I planted some scarlet runner beans, so I'm gonna have them grow on the, well, I called that a gate the other day, but it's just a barrier so my dog just doesn't bolt out of the yard. So yeah, it's gonna be flowers. So I have somewhere around here, so here I have some cosmos growing in at the end of the bed also, and the rest is gonna be zinnias whenever they're gonna pop up. So yeah, that's that. So over here, these and these over there are the last few plants that I have to put in the ground. Those are gonna be my summer crops because I mean this is basil, so of course it's summer crops. I went to my mom and I stole her some of her hard work. I stole her some eggplants and some celery that I am gonna put in the place of the spinach that I'm gonna remove eventually. So yeah, thanks mama. I'll be making good use of those. So that concludes our garden tour for this month of May. I'll be letting you know whenever I'm gonna put my tomato in. I'm gonna bring you along whenever I'm gonna plant my tomatoes or anything else in the garden. So thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.